Hello there, I'm Big Alias. How are you? I'm fine. No, I'm cold. Check it out. I saw a movie. Thanks for watching. Bye. I saw a movie. I want to talk about it. Godzilla Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. I watched it the other day. I saw it yesterday. Damn it, yesterday at the cinema. And I want to talk about the movie. I want to let you know what I thought of it, and my opinions, which is honestly the same thing. We want to talk about this film. Was it awful? No. Was it very bad? No. Was it bad? Depending on who you are. But I'm not going to say that my feeling towards it is that it's bad. Did I have a good time watching it? Yeah, I guess. It's definitely not bad. And you know, that's more than I can say for a lot of films. Out of films in this series, I mean, my least favourite out of all of these films was Godzilla Kong from 2021, I believe. I think it was 2021. And I think that would be, the third Godzilla film? Yeah, I just didn't like it. I thought it was absolutely awful. A complete waste of time. And I came out the cinema thinking, my God, why do people watch these movies? I will, however, say that 2 is my favourite. Godzilla 2 is my favourite in the series. And it still is. I think I would rank this one beneath Godzilla 2 and probably beneath Godzilla 1. But it's better than 3. It's better than, the last Godzilla vs. Kong. The reason for that is because stuff happens actually for a reason. There's motivation in this film, and there's actual meat on the bone. He doesn't just run around. Damn, why can't I speak tonight? Run around. Oh, dude, he doesn't just run around the the hollow Middle Earth area. He doesn't just run around that CGI world. No, there's actual reason for it to exist. We get a lot of lore here. A lot of it kind of feels like, okay, why is all of this? They're just like titans, they're big creatures, why do we need all of this? And the answer to that question is we're like 5 films in, and we need, we can't just have these titans running around fighting other people now. We need a little bit more meat on the bone. Unfortunately, they have to be very universal films, so we can't do anything particularly experimental. We just need to expand on what we currently have. I could say all of that without flubbing. Why couldn't I say the word earlier? So we get introduced to, I mean, a bit of a spoiler alert, but more of these Kong-like creatures. There's a lot of fights, a lot of CGI fights that happen in mountains. And again, it's goofy, it's over the top, maybe a little bit unnecessary at times, but this time it's actually enjoyable. They're doing it for a reason. The battles are happening for a reason. There is a hierarchy to things. Again, he's not just running around. And so it makes it a lot more tangible. And when there is a big fight at the end, and when they are teaming up and what have you, and that's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer, but when stuff like that happens and there is actually motivation and the characters have had to actually go through something, then yeah, it's fine. The movie's goofy and silly and over the top. That's fine, because I feel as though it is to an extent earned. The characters, we have Paperboy from Atlanta has made a return. I'm so sorry I could literally just open IMDb right now. In fact, let's just do it. Paperboy from Atlanta, who is of course Brian Tyree Henry, who I love to death. And I do know his name. It left my mind. Yeah, he's fantastic. I love the dude. It's so good to see Paperboy actually getting work outside of Atlanta. He was in Bullet Train, which I think is a very underrated film. I absolutely love Bullet Train. And I even liked his British accent in it, even though it was completely off. We have Dan Stevens, who isn't Aaron Taylor-Johnson, but hangs out with the guy who hung out with Aaron Taylor-Johnson, has exactly the same voice as Aaron Taylor-Johnson, and has a similar haircut. But it's not him, it's another guy. He plays the kind of quirky guy too, that basically these two bounce off of one another a lot. Brian, who I'm going to refer to as Brian now, not Paperboy, his character is actually someone who I typically wouldn't like in a film like this, where he's kind of learning about everything and filming it and being like, oh, I actually really think this is cool. I guess I'm not like other characters. A very pick-me explorer. But I don't know, the dude is so charismatic. He's such a charismatic guy that he carries it. And I actually enjoy seeing him on screen when, for all intents and purposes, I honestly probably shouldn't have. And kind of the same goes for this Dan Stevens guy. There are times when he was a little bit annoying and like, oh, I'm doing root canal on a friggin' Titan. it's whatever, you know, and he's got the Hawaiian shirts and stuff. It's silly, it's goofy, it's over the top, but I feel as though, again, like, I don't know, the actor's kind of charismatic, and he carries it off. His introduction scene when he comes into it, he's like singing along to the song, and it actually kind of really works for me. And yeah, I mean, like, they do a couple of goofy things, a couple of silly things, like they build add-ons to the Titans that fully work and make them more powerful. And at that point, you're kind of like, okay, if we can do this, then why don't we just build robots? I mean, at that point, it just becomes, you know, like a Transformers-esque movie, but isn't it anyway? You know, you do tend to think something like that, but then you kind of have to shake yourself and bring yourself back down to ground and go, yeah, but also giant apes are fighting one another in this sort of lore-rich Middle-earth universe. So it's going to be goofy. It's going to be over the top. It's quite generic. It's very CGI heavy. Lots of fights. The CGI is good, though. Lots of fights, you know. Don't go into expecting something amazing. Again, I still prefer Godzilla 2, but it's honestly, it's quite fun. It can be quite fun. You have to strip away any like expectations that this is going to be an incredible cinematic experience. Just accept it for what it is, and it's a fairly good time. And that's Godzilla vs. Kong, X Kong, The New Empire.
The PlayStation is only $149, and you can also get leading titles.